Ridley Scott announces Blade Runner TV series. Well, didn't see that coming. Although I probably should have. There's going to be an Alien TV series. So, I guess things are afoot with Ridley Scott's past. So here we are, the superhero hype, who has the details for the story. So much to everyone's surprise, because I hadn't heard anything about this. Again, the Alien, yes, this, no. But anyway, Blade Runner director Ridley Scott recently announced that a live-action series is in development for the legendary sci-fi franchise. Scott revealed that the producers have already penned the pilot. Currently, they are expanding what he calls the Bible, additional content that will cover almost 10 hours. So I'm guessing that would mean 10 episodes, It will be the first live-action project since Denis Villeneuve's Blade Runner 2049, while a new animated series called Blade Runner Black Lotus debuted last week. And no, I haven't seen Black Lotus yet. I did see Blade Runner 2049. I thought it was fine, but hardcore Blade Runner people don't like it. And there's a lot of reasons for that. In a lot of ways, the Blade Runner film, there's multiple cuts, but still, it's a one-and-done deal. You look at something like that becomes a classic and whatnot. I like and respect Blade Runner. I'm not a big Blade Runner fan of that sort of thing, but, which is why I'm probably able to, enjoy the sequel such that it is, but then again, I can see where they're coming from. But, I've seen other sequels to classic films that are, they're terrible. But there is that, you have to weave that in into different people's reaction to the same thing based on where they're coming from and whatnot. And so when Blade Runner is really special to you and then something like that happens, it's more times than not, it's going to rub you the wrong way. And there's a lot of things in there that I could see what they mean and that, it's probably best you just left it alone. But not going to happen. So, how bad could the TV series do? Well, we'll have to wait and see. So, he was, what was this, BBC Radio 4. And I guess that's actual tape of him saying it. I'm not going to play it, but anyway, we are already into having written the pilot for Blade Runner and the Bible, he said while talking to the BBC. So, we're already presenting Blade Runner as a TV show, probably the first 10 hours. All right, probably. So, a Bible is, there's often this aspect to different shows and even film series and whatnot, where you sort of map out what the universe is that these stories and characters live in. And so it's a means by which to keep it reined in. And it's not a bad idea. And so you don't get too far off track of what you're doing and you forget that you establish something in episode 3, and then by episode 6, you're doing something that completely contradicts it with no explanation whatsoever. That kind of thing crops up when you approach it as a make it up as you go along deal. And, you make mistakes and whatnot. So they will have this established as to what it would be. So, and it probably contains somewhat of an outline of what they intend to do with it. The pilot could be seen as like a short film, so to speak, but it sets up what this series is to be. So, depending on what they do, would it be a continuation of Deckard and all that? So, I would rather it not be. I would rather they leave that story alone, and it's just maybe in a different city. It's in that time frame, that world. Obviously, you have to look at Blade Runner as an alternate timeline because we're pretty much living in the era. The years, 2049 even is like, well, it's not that far away. So, you see it like that. But you could move it to some other location on Earth and detail and explore some of the aspects of what the original film alluded to about, the stuff going on out in space and all that. And more details about the replicants and what have you. There was talk about linking it to the Alien universe because there's similarities there, and like what you saw in Alien is the type of outer space life that's going on. off world. And I can sort of kind of see what and the androids you see in Alien are sort of a competitor's product as opposed to the replicants. So it's kind of the same idea. And then you could say, oh, well, they chose androids over the replicants or what have you at some point, or something like that. It's just one of these kind of things that was, hey, it's kind of cool, but where does it go? You know, is it necessary? Not really. But I don't know. Maybe you still pursue that. Yeah, British director also addressed the future of the Alien TV series. Per Ridley, the show already has its pilot, but it needs more work on what happens in the first 8 to 10 hours. So there again, I guess they're shooting for the hours he keeps referring to it. I'm assuming that each hour is a single episode within the series. So I would imagine Alien is a little further along than Blade Runner is, but Blade Runner sounds like it's something he is shopping around. I don't think it's a done deal quite yet, but it'll probably get picked up. So it's kind of the same approach. So yeah, Noah Hawley's working on that at FX. I don't know if that's where Blade Runner would go. So are you excited about the upcoming Blade Runner TV series? Not totally. I can see how that can be made to work, but not. I don't think you should use Deckard or something else. Yeah, you should be the something else. Now, so it'll be a female Blade Runner and all that kind of stuff. Well, unfortunately, the current era has ruined that kind of idea, but that could work. But, you know, and the thing about the current era, it may already be over. And they're going to get back to, you know, let's just try to make an entertaining series and stick to what the foundations are and all that without worrying about check boxes and whatnot. And but by the time it gets out, you know, you're still going to have to go through some of these films that are already been produced or are in development or nearly complete. Because by the time the era is over, you still got some of that stuff to go through with. By the time they start rolling out, you say, "Oh, this is good. This is good," and then you'll know it's over. And that may be the case. So, like I said, 2041, it didn't bother me. I was okay with that, even though I could see the problems with it that people had. I would move beyond that. I think that's enough. Don't keep going back to Deckard or rebooting him or anything like that. And it's the same world he lives in, but you can have another Blade Runner somewhere else and come up with a story there for what's going on. And you can have that sort of, futuristic world with detective noir type elements in it. That's actually pretty cool. Blade Runner is looked upon as an influence for the cyberpunk stories, and I guess stylistically here and there that's true, although it doesn't really deal with a lot of the cyberpunk. Having like Matrix is more like that than anything else, in that the virtual reality worlds and escaping into it and all that type of stuff. But the influence of the look of the world that's depicted there and all of that is certainly one of the most powerful things that come out of Blade Runner. It has had cast a long shadow over quite a few sci-fi projects that have come since. And but those are all elements it originated, and you could make that setting have all kinds of cool stories. And you could be in that world where your primary target is the replicants and whatnot, but then it could go off into other venues that you didn't foresee that you expected, and murder mysteries and whatnot, and that sort of thing. All kinds of stuff that you could utilize within that setting that actually boils down to detective stories. I think that would work pretty well. But am I excited about it? Not so much. So as I said, I didn't mind the movie that much, the sequel. But the Alien stuff that he's done, Prometheus had some interesting things to it, but it rather fizzles. And then Alien Covenant, oh my God, that was so bad because it was so stupid. Just, It's another one of these projects where the only work done was all the special effects and stuff, which looked cool. And that was it. Everything else about it was terrible. So, I mean, it's Noah Hawley instead, so maybe it'll work out. But I'm not optimistic about any future Alien stuff. The only thing I wanted was that redo of Alien 3 that, what's his name, the District 9 guy wanted to do. I'm sorry that got canned. That would have been cool. But that's about it. So Blade Runner TV, I don't know. But I can certainly see the basic elements of that, which just about anybody could do. It wouldn't be Blade Runner, it'd be something else. But that setting and everything, that's a really cool world to explore, provided you've got the actual talent to give you some good, cool stories. Then, yeah, it'll work. But my best bet is to leave Deckard alone and go forward there within the world of Blade Runner. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr. Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness. So many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.